trend.
Well, I used to be a high school teacher, and then when I had my second daughter, I just made her a pair of regular traditional moccasins. Everywhere we went, everyone just kept asking me, like, where did you get those? How can I get some? When I was off for the summer, I just made a whole, like as many moccasins I could make, brought them to a powwow and sold out within a few hours. So that's when I realized, okay, if everyone's asking for it and I can make them, and when I make them, they sell very quickly, I think I might be onto something.
Hi, my name is Sunshine Tenasco-Brazo. I'm from Kitigan, Zibi, Anishinaabe. And what we do is baby moccasins. So just a brief summary, we started doing wholesale this year. We are now in 15 stores across Canada. We have 3 more in the works. And what we've seen is in the trend is that baby stores, higher end baby stores is where they're selling. So why are we here this year? It's to introduce our new line. They're the Quemies Baby Mucklucks. They can be worn over the Quemies. They can be worn over socks or shoes. So let's say your baby has some sneakers. It's real easy because they're wide enough to put the Mucklucks over the shoe. Then the moms and the dads just make it adjustable. So if you'd like to see that here, I'm gonna take one and pass it on. And so they can be worn in conjunction with each other. Why I started making it is because the current retailers that carry us now are looking for the winter line, and that's what they're asking for. I think that the same people who are purchasing these moccasins would be the same people who purchase the Quemies Mucklucks. So again, we kept it quality made, the deer hide, the glass beads. It can be worn in 3 seasons, right? Alone in the spring and the fall, and then over some shoes in the winter time.
Can you wear these in the snow or?
I wouldn't recommend. They're not like walking around. Yeah.
Okay.
How many units of these have you sold today?
We're just under 30,000 since March, which doesn't sound like a big number to,
That's
but,
a big number. That's
to us, it's a huge deal because our biggest year was 27,000, and that was selling directly to customers. And now, because it's wholesale prices, that's double the mocks. And so it's a huge deal, and it's just been a process of learning how to get the manufacturing down. My big business is we are creating self-sufficiency through an art that has been passed down for generations. We are keeping traditions alive and making business at the same time. And we are the perfect fusion of traditional and modern because we're a new take. We're using new designs, elastic, mommy friendly. And then we're proud to say that we're made in our community. So the end result is to have both of these products in a manufacturing facility in our community.
So a Walmart comes in with a massive order. Do you think you can handle it?
First of all, Walmart wouldn't carry our product because we're high end.
Okay.
It would be baby stores, and it would probably be Babies R Us. We have all the big, the things that we need to take care of. The only thing would be the beaters. Right now I have between 5 or 6 part-time beaters. It's kind of cottage industry still, and they're all looking for full-time work. We're trying to produce it quicker.
One last question that's important. First, you got there First Nations owned and operated. Mm-hmm. And that's always quite impressive for First Nations.
Yeah.
Are you willing to sell off shares of your company to non-First Nations?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, right answer.
Okay.
I'm feeling confident. I think we have a great product, and there's a want for it. There's a desire. People are asking for it. So that's the ideal business situation to be in.
When the big idea returns.
What you're trying to do is take over Microsoft. That scares the hell out of me when it comes as an investor.
We're here with Mary Louise and Michelle, who have a very sweet idea. Let's hear about it.
Oh, we have our own brand of Indian Maiden maple syrup.
Mary Louise Bernard and her daughter Michelle of Wamakuk First Nation are hoping the panelists are big on their idea that will bring recognition to the legend of the Indian Maiden for her discovery of this delightful breakfast condiment.
I have a little tour company, and I do folklore and stories, and people like to meet Indian Maiden dressed in regalia and have pictures taken with her. Yes, we had our own personal tragedies over the last few years. You got to focus on the future. You know, we all have to go through life difficulties, and we deal with them and then put them behind you and go forward. And then also taking the lessons that were taught by my parents. You know, they were very passionate about their culture and tradition. I think that's one thing they instilled in me, that passion, and I kind of carried that forward to my children to be proud of who they are. My name is Mary Louise Bernard. I have been distributing maple syrup under my own brand for the last 5 years. And the picture on the label is my daughter, Michelle. Michelle?
Well, my daughter, Giscook. Neen Elwisi, Michelle Bernard, a wiggy migmagi. Giscook, Gadu Gnawadio, Danin and Ilnu, where did it? Sissamoganabu.
Well, Alio, this is my vision. Is to give recognition to the Indian maiden and accredit her for the discovery of maple syrup, because I believe without her, maple syrup may not have been discovered to this day. She received a special gift from Mother Earth that was given to her to share to her people and ultimately to the world. The home to Indian Maiden is located in the highlands of Mi'kma'ki along the world-famous Cabot Trail, Nova Scotia, Canada, where we have over 250,000 people visiting Cabot Trail annually. It's one of the largest scenic routes in Cape Breton Island. Visitors from around the world will be able to visit the replica of the first boiling of sap, and there they'll be able to have pictures taken with the Indian Maiden and feel the spirit of our ancestors.
Who makes this for you?
Well, it's produced by a federally inspected production company in Nova Scotia, and it's also recognized by Heritage Canada that it was created by First Nations people, and there is no overhead cost for me to buy the product from them.
And you want to see it in supermarkets or more boutique-y kind? Where do you...
I would have boutique. I want this to be a high-end product because of the legends that attach to it. And I see it, I like to export it outside of Nova Scotia into markets in the United States, to Germany, to United Kingdom, to Japan, because I believe First Nations we are looked upon as people with the knowledge and the creation of maple syrup. And I believe the Indian Maiden is the one to present this and move the product forward.
How much have you sold?
How many have I sold? Annually, this year I sold a net profit of $2,000 based on seasonal. And the bottle now retails for $10 a bottle with a 50% increase.
I'm biased because Wata means maple in Mohawk. And from Wata community, I'm obviously going to be biased towards the thing. I'd have a passion for it. I think you represent the brand really well. I compliment you on that. You really got in touch with your culture. It's a good situation. I like branding. I mean, look at Dave Nichols did with President's Choice. You look at so many people, the associated person. One thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see it manufactured on a First Nations territory.
Yes,
but I
agree.
guess with the right capital, that's something you can move towards. But I like it. I'm sweet on the deal.
Thank you.
Well,
I feel great. Oh, in fact, she was the one that got me through it. For a second, I was kind of in a trance and just, maple syrup, Mom. And okay. The Indian Maiden story.
Yeah,
and so yeah, and I'm very proud of my Indian Maiden. I think, I love her.
Chris Wabi from the Temaskaming First Nation is hoping the cards are stacked in his favor as he introduces his unique line of First Nations-themed playing cards to the panelists. A recognized artist and birch bark canoe builder, Chris enters the Big Idea competition with a product that is developed, showcased, and ready to market.
I've been doing art for a long time. This was a two and a half year project that it was already at hand, just that I never really took it off. I just sat there and drew to all the cards. But the cards are original artworks. They represent First Nations. They represent the same thing. The other cards, the kings and queens and all that, but now they're actually chiefs and clan mothers and the warriors and all that now. So it's the same structure as the thing, just different faces. So I don't know where the cards are going to go from here, but people love